How's it going, everyone? I think the stream is still good. What's going on? I don't know. All right, so I think I'm still good on the stream here. How's it going, everyone? Good morning. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about off the top here, which would be um, some not breaking news, but just some things I saw on Reddit this morning about the Note Max. So I kind of want to start there. Let's see here. All right, so the first thing I saw was, let's get to this story here, which I think is like super interesting. Actually, maybe I could give it more time for some people to join the stream before I start on that. How's everyone doing today? I got some notes on the Viwoods AI paper I recently got, so I did the unboxing on that. So I'll go over the notes on that too. Just some of the small things that I noticed along the way. Nothing that I don't think anyone said before, but I do have a couple things I want to say about it. Let's see here. All right, so we got a few more people in the chat now. How's it going, everyone? Good morning. Doing good, Glazed Belmont. How's it going, Max? Doing very well today. It's a beautiful day in Philadelphia. I hope you guys are enjoying some sunshine. I mean, it's a bit cold today, but when I say cold, I mean like 50 degrees. So it's not really cold, but you know, I won't be one wheeling or playing any disc golf today. Anybody? Maybe I might. It's sunny enough. It's kind of windy though. Anybody play disc golf in the chat? Any disc golfers in the chat here? Am I the only one? Am I the only weirdo out there getting in the woods playing disc golf? All right, so but just to I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into this topic of the Note Max. So for those who don't know, the Note Max is a. Let's actually bring up the Note Max here so I can show show how it looks here. So we got the Note Max here, and this is a eInk device from Onyx. It's a Boox line of product, and it's, as you can see here on the site, it says coming soon. So on Boox's own site, or on Onyx's own Boox site, it's coming soon. So there's no date on it. There's no pre-order. We just have a price there. But I was doing some trudging on Reddit, and I came across this post right here, which was like super odd that it says Note Max delivery by mid of December. I'm assuming that means mid-December. So I'm like, okay. I immediately go to the Onyx site, and as I just showed you guys, I see that it says coming soon. So on their own site, where they would be selling it at, it's listed as coming soon. But apparently, e-reader, or a good e-reader. Is it good e-reader? Let's check the comments here. I think this is a good e-reader post. Let's see the original post here. Oh no, not a good e-reader, just the e-reader post. My bad. Let me chill out. Calm down. So not a good e-reader post, but an e-reader store post, and they're saying it's free shipping to the EU, and it's, I guess they say it's mid-December, somewhere on here. Yep, right here. We got free shipping, delivery from mid of December. So is that do they have information that no one else has? I mean, I was super excited by that. What's going on, Glaze Bell? Oh, yeah, Glaze Belmont. So 36 Fahrenheit in Quebec. Also Canada. Okay, that's what's up. Um, yeah, that's cold. I would say that's cold. It's not freezing yet. You hit that 32 degrees, now you're freezing. But you're cold. You're definitely cold. Now, I guess here in Philly, we're not dealing with cold comparatively. It's like 56 degrees here, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, so that Note Max, it got me thinking, like, does this e-reader company who's selling the Note Max and says they can deliver by mid-December, do they have a heads up? Is it a reseller that's selling them because they have insider information that they probably shouldn't have put out, that Boox themselves or Onyx themselves weren't able or weren't ready to put out? You know what I mean? This may be an overzealous reseller right here. He said, "I'm the American Idris Elba." Listen, right on. I'll take that. That's one I would take for sure. Appreciate that, Pim. That's what's up. I appreciate that. So yeah, I was really like taken aback by this whole thing because I want one, right? I really do. I want one really bad. So and I almost bought the what is it? The Tab Ultra C Pro. Um, not that one. I'm sorry. The Tab X. I almost bought the Tab X. I've been really like plotting on that Tab X for a long time. until they came out with this Note Max. And now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. That Note Max is looking pretty good. It's everything I want. It's the bigger screen. I mean, I'm not really concerned about color for a device like this. I just want a bigger screen that I can have a massive sheet of paper on and just write and move things around and edit and just be free. A big canvas is what I want. The biggest canvas you can give me to write and edit. I mean, not too big, right? There is a max limit I'm willing to accept, pun intended, but something bigger than 10.3 for sure. That Remarkable Paper Pro is a really decent size. I love that size, but I could use something bigger. 13.3 seems to be the right size. Seems to be the right size. So I hope this is real. I hope that these are real. I mean, I've never heard of this place before, the e-reader store, if they're reputable or not. Um, but yeah, so news on the Note Max. Who knows? I'll keep an eye on that though, just to see. I'm gonna keep refreshing the Boox page too, because as of right now, as you can see, gonna refresh it here. They still say it's coming soon. They don't have a date. You can't buy it from the people who make it yet, but you can buy it from a reseller, whatever that means. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about here is a couple of. I wanted to get that out of the way. That was burning. That was pressing. Um, I wanted to talk about the Viwoods, the AI paper. Everyone's talked about it. Like I said, I'm probably not going to unearth anything with this device. I'm going to go through it though. I'm in the midst of the overall overview write up of it and just taking notes. Um, but it's. I got a couple notes here. What we got? Let's pull out the Supernote and see what kind of notes we got here. But I'm going to pull it up here. Let's throw this laptop back a little bit. Oh, I'm not as organized as a streamer should be. I'm trying to stream better. It's a struggle. All right, what do we got for the top down here? Do we got a top down? Oh, we do. Oh, I need more light though. This is definitely not enough light for a top down. Let's see if we can do something about that. Give me 1 second here. Oh, we can. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, all right. So now that we got some top down light, um, the Viwoods AI paper. Oh, hold on, before I start with that, let's go back to the comments. I neglect the comments when I should not be. What we got here? Pedro Iglesias, what's going on? Appreciate you coming to the stream. CPU like Ultra C Pro. Uh, so it has a CPU like the Ultra C Pro. You mean the Note Max? Yeah, I think it does. I'm not sure how powerful the CPU is in that device. I think it's a 2.8 octa-core. Are those the stats on the Ultra C Pro? Let's take a look real quick before we hop into this AI paper. Because those could be the stats on the Ultra C Pro. Let's take a look. The Ultra C Pro. There we go. Because I'm pretty sure that the Note Max has a 2.8 octa-core. Yeah, 2.8 octa-core. Yeah, absolutely. So same CPU as the Ultra C Pro. What does the Max have though? Because that's kind of what I was comparing it to. The tab, or not the Max, but the Tab X. Let's see what we got here. It just says advanced octa-core. I mean, we could probably go online and figure that out. That shouldn't be too hard. Let's see. CPU speed of Tab X. All right, so let's check out the CPU speed of Tab X. Okay, we don't see anything there. Let's say the Boox Tab X. Let's get a little bit more specific here. I know someone had to do a CPU test on it. CPU. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see anything right off the bat talking. Oh, here we go. 2 gigahertz. Okay. So if this can be believed, it's a 2 gigahertz uh, processor in the Tab X, and that's kind of what I would be comparing the Note Max against. Would be the Tab X because that's what I would have gotten in this case for a 13.3 inch screen. So, I definitely would be comparing it to the Tab X, and that's okay. Like, that's a bump. So 2 gigahertz. So I'm getting a bump in speed if I go with the Note Max over the Tab X. Um, I think this is the Note Max is all I need. Faster speed. I think it has the same amount of RAM. Yeah, same amount of RAM as the Tab X. So the Note Max to me is the perfect 13.3 inch device. I don't need light. I don't really need color for doing that thing. Color for me on the smaller devices for when I want color reading and like maybe PDF viewing. And by that the Remarkable Paper Pro is perfect for color PDF viewing. That's like literally what I use it for. So I wouldn't need my writing tablet to have color. But you know what? I am appreciating the Note Air 4C a lot more these days. Like I crapped on the Note Air 3C, and for good reason. But the Note Air 4C fixes a lot of the problems I had with the 3C, and the colors mean more. I don't even know how to explain it properly. I'm gonna try to capture this in the review that I do, but the colors mean a little more in the Note Air 4C. They just it's weird, but I'll get to the bottom of it. What else we got here? We have PIM with I think color on an ebook, especially the ones you can take notes on. Still has a ways to go. I am spoiled by normal paper and other vibrance of color on it, and the vibrance of color on it. Yeah, that's gonna be the thing for a while. We do have a long way to go for e-ink to be something like that the mainstream would consider viable, because the mainstream knows LCD and like that's what they're used to. A lot of people don't even know what e-ink is. So it's going to take a while for it to get better and good enough to be mainstream, I think. But I think we're on that march toward in that direction. You know what I mean? I think we're on a good trajectory. Pedro says almost an up Android PC then. Yeah, almost an Android PC. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But e-ink, if that's what you were talking about. So let's go ahead and get back to this Viwoods here that I wanted to just bring up a couple of the notes, just a couple of things that um, I wrote down notes about for this particular device, and we'll take a look at those here. I love the Supernote, by the way. Shout out to Ratta. I'm waiting. We're waiting on that A5X2. Like we're gonna get that sooner or later. I don't think till next year. We're gonna get it, and when we do, I'm gonna be happy. So we have. There we go. All right, so let's go to the beginning here, and I'm just gonna touch on a couple of these things. These are things I'm gonna put in the overview that I'm putting together right now for the Viwoods. So we will see this in a more well-produced fashion. But just to get these thoughts out there right now. I've noted I didn't really like the organization up front. And maybe it'll grow on me. Actually, this wasn't the first page. Let's go to the first page here. The harder nib was in the secret compartment, and I don't think it should have been. So if you this right here is the this is not it. This right here is the can I focus on this thing right here? Oh, there we go. All right, so this right here is the pen that comes with the Viwoods, and I really like it. I mentioned that in the unboxing that will be coming out this week. I recorded that last night. I really do like it. It's a nice pen as far as the texture and the feel goes. But what I was mentioning in this note here is the fact that you have to go into the secret compartment that they have in the case to find the hard nib, the plastic nib that they have. It has a really fine tip to it, which I like. The precision is awesome. It's slippery as crap, but the precision is really good. I just don't like how slippery the plastic is. But I will say I tried the ceramic nib on the screen on this Viwoods AI paper, and man, the ceramic on this particular screen here, like either with the Supernote or my custom Lamy here, it feels so good on the screen. I mean, you can feel the texture on the screen with the ceramic nib. You can't really feel the texture on the screen with the plastic nib. It's a little bit better with this with the felt, and if I were using the Viwoods AI paper, I'm definitely gonna change this tip out to back to the felt tip that was default in it. Um, I just don't like the slippery nature of the plastic, the harder nib that they have, and I'm not even sure if this is plastic. I mean, I would assume it's plastic, but the precision is really good precision. Let's go to the comments real quick before I continue on that. We got Stephen Wolf. Steve Wolf says, "I would think that store is just talking or just taking pre-orders." Yeah, I would think that that store and what he's talking about is. Let me just go back to that. Is the store in case anyone wasn't here when we were talking about that. The Note Max is being sold on a store from a reseller here, and this is the page where you can pre-order. I guess they are just taking pre-orders because they're not shipping to mid-December. But I just think it's odd, even if they are just taking pre-orders. I just think it's odd that a reseller would have a definite ish time frame for a release. And as we can see here on the actual book site, we don't have a release. If I can find that, let's just pull it up here. So it on the book site, you don't have any information. So that's the bothersome thing is the actual maker doesn't have any information or even a pre-order up at all, but a reseller does. A reseller does. So yeah, that's the weird part. Like that's odd. That's odd. All right, so I'm getting back to this the Viwoods here. Um, yeah, I like the pen overall. I like the button that they have here on it. If you can see that, I'm not sure if you can see that button here. I may have to turn that brightness down a little bit. Yeah, let me turn that down a little bit more. All right, I think that's a lot better. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, so the button here is cool. I like the button. I like the feel of the pen here. It has a soft texture to the pen, and it has a nice weight to it. That's super cool. It has a really nice weight to it, a nice texture on it. Um, the button is really nice, and the tip I think is really precise. I like the way it feels. I like the precision on it, but I just don't like this how slippery the plastic is on this particular screen. Yeah, I just can't go with it for that reason. But it's super precise. If you can deal with it being slick, um, go into the. Let's see. This is where I had to find it at. It was weird. There's a slot here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Oh yeah, you can see it. You can see that little compartment right there. That's where I had to go to get this nib, which is weird. It's like I think that should have been the one that came in it, but I understand that most companies ship their stylus or styli with felt, and I guess they shipped it with the felt because of that reason. I think this is probably the better of the two, only for precision purposes, but for feel, I think the felt might have been a better choice. So I guess now talking it out with you guys, it probably was the best choice. They probably should have hid this away in that compartment and just made it so no one could have found it. But I do like the precision though. That's one thing I do like, and I do like the fact that this is probably going to last a lot longer than the felt for a whole bunch of reasons. It's harder, so you're not going to have to replace it as much. So, and I think that's important. I think that's super important. Let me get in the center of the frame here. I sway to this side for some reason. I'm like, as the stream goes, I'm like going closer and closer to this side, and eventually it won't be good. So I'm gonna try to stay center frame. Where am I? All right, here we go. So yeah, um, felt is probably the way to go if you're gonna do the Viwoods AI paper and you want to change out the nib. Don't just leave the felt in there. But anyway, I thought that was an odd place to even put nibs. Like, like why there? So yeah, the harder nib in the secret compartment is what I chose to go with only for the precision, but I am going to swap this out for the felt because it just feels better. It's less slippery on the screen. What else we got here? We got screen is really nice, but is it Mobius? And that's a thing that I'm always wondering because I don't think any of the screens that I have in the studio are Mobius. I think they're just the Carta technology. But I've been reading stuff on the Carta technology and like what's the difference between Carta and Mobius? And I know that the difference between the Carta 1300 technology and Mobius is that uh, one uses a flexible substrate and one doesn't use a flexible substrate. And so let's see if we can pull that up to illustrate kind of what I mean there. I'll put that there. Let's pull this up a little bit more because it is hard to reach. Okay. Oh, you know it would be really nice. This is what I really should do. I'm going to pull up the Google Learning thing. Oh, that's not it. Google has a really nice tool. It's a AI tool that's like I think it's in beta if I'm not mistaken. One second, let me pull that over to this window. But they have a really nice learning tool that I use all the time. And it's similar to Notebook. No, it's not similar to Notebook LM. Oh, okay, I got it. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna try to look up substrate in here to give an illustration kind of for what I mean here. Yeah, there we go. They usually have pretty good illustrations. Okay, so the flexible and lightweight is ideal for if we're blah, 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 blah. That's nonsense. But let's go to some illustrations here because I found some good illustrations of this a few nights ago. Oh, that was a good one. Here we go. Okay, so here's some good illustrations of what I mean by the substrate, and it's basically what material they're using to make the display out of. Sometimes it's a flexible substrate, and sometimes it's a rigid substrate. Glass, I think, is what they would use. Um, the advantages of using a plastic over glass. Yeah, so that's kind of what the issue is, and I'm not 100% sure on that, and that's kind of what I'm going to do a deep dive on, and trying to explain the differences between the Carta 1300 displays and the Mobius displays, and I'm mentioning that because the display in the Viwoods AI paper here says it's a Carta 1300, but it also says it's flexible. And that's something I noticed on this while writing on it, is that it is flexible, and it's flexible to the point to where I noticed it, and it was unlike any of the screens that I had used before. So that leads me to believe that, I mean, I don't know this, but that leads me to believe that this is a Mobius display, and that maybe and I actually saw an explanation. Let me see if I can bring that up. I saw an explanation on Reddit where a guy was saying that it was both. Carter 1300 is like the display in the Viwoods is both Carter 1300 and Mobius. Anybody know anything about that? Any input anyone has on that? Because I'm literally at a loss for that technology. Because up until this point, I've always thought that there were two distinct technologies. That there wasn't a using both in one display. I thought that it was either you're using Mobius as for its flexibility, or you're using Carta, whatever number they're up to at the time, and you're choosing to go with a more rigid display. And I thought the thing would be that the Mobius displays were more expensive because of the process to make the displays flexible. Now, I could be totally wrong about that, but that's been my assumption thus far. But this screen that's in the Viwoods has made me question that. And so that's kind of where I am right now. And I can't find that article on Reddit. Let me see here. I think a quick search may do it. No, this isn't it. It's so hard to find a post that you're looking for if you didn't bookmark it. I got to start doing the bookmarks. Got to start doing the bookmarks. But anyway, the post basically was saying that it was both. And so I need to do some research to figure out if that's true or not. If Carter 1300 and Mobius technology can be used in the same display. It seems that it can be, because this is most certainly a flexible display, and it's definitely being marketed as Carter 1300. So I'm gonna have to get with my guy. I'm trying to put this in here. It is not going to fit. I should get with my guy Vladimir. Vladimir has had this device for a little while, and I want to say he's gone over this, but I just don't remember the specifics. So I'm gonna have to get with him on that piece right there. But just gonna move on to the next point. But anyway, I do like the screen. I do like it. It feels flexible when you write on it. It just has a different feel than the other screens that I've written on, which makes me believe that this is Mobius, because I haven't experienced that yet. But it's really nice. It feels even better with ceramic tipped nibs, because you can feel the texture of the screen. That's something you don't feel with the felt, and you don't feel with the plastic so much. Maybe a little, but definitely not to the degree that you feel it here with the ceramic, and that feels really good. So I've been using the ceramic on the Viwoods, and it's worked perfectly for me. No gestures. I've been writing with it, and I realized that there aren't any writing specific gestures, like how the Supernote has the circle to erase if you use a hand gesture to do that. And how Boox has their scribbles, not scribbles, but their AI. Are they scribbles? I think they are scribbles. Whatever you do to like scribble out something and to delete it, or circle something to select it, those AI tools, nothing like that on the Viwoods. And I think that's a miss. I think anything that's dealing with paper and writing, even, the Remarkable has their double tap to undo and redo with 3 fingers or 2 fingers. So, I mean, a gesture of some type is just like par for the course. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have something. Like, it doesn't have to be anything like that, but something, in my opinion. All right. So, pen nib is plastic. We've covered that already. Meeting seems to be something that could have been a template. All right. So, I'm looking at the meeting thing here, and I'm going to show that to you guys right now. So, I'm looking at the meeting. What we got here? So, right here, what we have is that's not there yet. All right, so right here we have meeting, and it takes importance in the system, so much so that it's on the home page. Like, they want that to be something you use and you go there specifically for. But I'm like, you get there, and yeah, like I don't know that this couldn't have just been a template, because all we really have here, is meeting name. Let me see if I can get down some more. Yeah. So all we have here is like meeting name right here. We have place, we have attendees, content, and then over here you see we have like the date. And I'm just like, I don't know. I think that just could have been a template. And they give you templates, right? Like, and you can, I think you can, yeah, you can select other meeting templates. But I don't think this isn't. I think what one, two, you get what 12 of them. So I don't think this like could not have been a template. Like you could have just added 12 templates to like your templates for the notepad. And I got my problems with that, but we'll go there. We'll get there. I just I'm just like, why build something uniquely special just for that, for something that's not that unique or special, unless it does something that I don't do. And like I said, I'm just getting into this. I just unboxed it. These are just my initial takes on like what I'm seeing so far. Um, I mean, not a bad idea, but I'm just wondering like why. There must be more to it, and maybe there is, and I haven't gotten there yet. Um, but yeah, I just totally thought instantly when I saw it, like that could have been a template, or just you could have put that in the templates drawer with the rest of the templates. What else we got here? I don't really get the organization up front. Maybe it will grow on me. So I've been trying to understand the organization of the notes, which is what they call papers here. You can see that there. So it's papers, and I'm trying to understand. Like, I get it. They have the quick notes, paper, and then folder. So I guess obviously your folder is your organization, right? You can make folders and oh, what's going on, CJ? So basically, I'm looking at the Viwoods AI paper, and I'm just going over some of the notes that I've taken. Um, some of the notes that I've taken since I unboxed it last night. So I did the unboxing video last night that I'm editing now, and I'll get that out this week. But I'm just gonna start, adding in some of my notes that I do along the way in my lives that I do every morning. So this is just these are just notes on the Viwoods AI paper. What's going on though? How you doing, man? uh, so so basically, I get that these are folders, right? And I get that you can make subfolders and all of that. Now, something unique to this that I don't quite understand yet, and I haven't done a lot of research on this yet. But like I said, I like to unearth these things and find these things on my own. But there's a linking symbol right here on this folder. I'm not sure if you can see that. Ooh, let's go back. Didn't mean to do that. That you don't see on this folder right there. So that folder is like a regular folder for your unclassified and like maybe unlabeled notes. But this, or unfiled notes. But this right here is a icon. I keep hitting it. But this right here is an icon that has a linking symbol on it. So it links somehow. I haven't figured out how. I went through the manual. I didn't see anything like hitting directly on that. I'm gonna go through it again. I could have missed something. It was late. I was up late, but still. But yeah, so I don't know what that means just yet. But again, this is just a basic file structure, and I understand that. That's not the issue. The issue comes in with this right here, the quick notes and the paper. So I think what's happening here is quick, and see these have that linking icon on the notes on the folder icons as well. I really want to get to the bottom of that. If anybody knows, hit me up in the chat. So, and this is the Viwoods AI paper, everyone, that I'm talking about today for anyone who's just coming in. So I get that this is like a template. Like, it looks like it's like you just quickly pick a template. And by the way, speaking about templates, I am dumbfounded by the lack of a template with a margin. Like, what? Like, what market are we making this for? every school in America requires kids to have paper with margins, and you don't have that template here. And it's just like, wow, that's odd. You should. I mean, an update could fix that, but as of right now, there isn't a template with margins. Like, because let's just check this. I will hit on that, but let's just stay right here for a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. But so yeah, just looking at this made me think about it. Like, there is no template with margins. um, it's making me upset right now thinking about it. But yeah. So anyway, I get this. The quick notes is like, okay, you got templates here. You got 4 of them. Maybe your commonly used templates, or maybe just, I think can you add one here? Oh, you can add more. Okay. So yeah. So they start you out with some templates here. I get that. And it's quick, maybe because it's a template already and you don't have to think about the template. Is that the quick part? Okay, cool. Whatever. But then you have the paper here, and it's like, okay, you can start a note without a template. But by default, every note starts with a template, which kind of negates this. I don't, am I wrong? Am I missing something? Okay, so just going back to the chat here, CJ says, in Japan there are no margin. I guess it's the same in China, and I would imagine that would be the reason, and that's why I said, what market were they making this for? Because if you're selling this in the like America, the North American market, um, that's such an easy thing to fix, though. Like I said too, you definitely have to think about that, and every other one. Like Boox gets that. They've got a couple margined templates in their lineup. Ratta gets that. They got at least one margin template. And it's just very odd not to have at least one. So, but yeah. But like I said, that's something that can be easily fixed. It's odd, but it can be easily fixed. So I'm not too upset. I said I'm not too upset, but it does anger me a little bit thinking about it right now. So, um, but yeah, so I get that, like, just the fact that each note starts with a template anyway, and I think that's something that you can customize. I'm gonna dig into the settings and make sure, but every other platform allows you to customize what template you start your notebook off with defaultly, right? So this seems to be another thing that's here, that doesn't need to be, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, just like the just like the meetings app. Do we need that? Can that just be a template? So same here. Do we need a quick notes, a whole quick notes section devoted to just quick notes, right? When the paper section could have just had an icon that just says quick note. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It could just be me. It just seems like not they're overthinking, but it seems like the operating system is got a lot of redundancies. That's the word I'm looking for. Redundancies. When you're backing up, redundancies are good. In UI design, redundancies are not good. They're not. So, yeah, I don't really get that. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing we got here. Fingerprint reader is nice and discreet. I gotta test the reaction time. So I like the fingerprint reader on this. Let's go to the top down camera again here. So you see the fingerprint reader here, like, it's unassuming, super unassuming. You would not think that was a fingerprint reader. I didn't think it when I saw it. Like the Note Air 3C and 4C, it's just something about those buttons that tell you that's a fingerprint reader. That's a fingerprint reader right there. I know it. I know a fingerprint reader when I see one. That's a fingerprint reader. But this, unassuming. You don't even think about it. It's just a gray button. There's no indicator on it. There's nothing special looking about it. It's just a nice looking button. It's a handsome button. That's a handsome button if I ever saw one. But unassuming. So I like that. I liked it a lot. Enough that I wrote it down. So I definitely liked it. Whoa, what's going on? Okay. Next thing, visual examples of e-ink specific terms and concepts is awesome. So when I was looking through the manual, um, and we'll yeah, let's just go through that right now. So when I was looking at the manual, and I'll show you guys that. Where is the manual? Is the manual an app? I think the manual might be an app. Is this the apps? All these are the apps. Okay. Oh no, the manual is in the library. Is it though? Nope, that's not it. I'm still learning the system here, and it's not super intuitive. What is that? Okay, yeah, here we go. All right, so we got the manual right here. So what I meant by that is for the manual, um, they do a really good. And you know what? I did the unboxing, and I'm going to preface this right now for those of you that are in the stream right now, and who are also going to see the unboxing. I'm going to sound underwhelmed. I'm going to sound super like underwhelmed with the screen. Like I'm not going to sound like it's much at all. But let me be clear right now. Let's clear this up right now. I love this screen. It's awesome. It looks good. It feels good. The surface friction is good. It feels good on the hand and on the pen. I love it. So if you see the unboxing and you're like, oh, he hates that screen, I'm probably going to have to link this in there and just excerpt this part as a short or something because I like the screen. I like it a lot. So let's go back to the let's go back to the manual. So they do a really good job of explaining e-ink specific concepts with diagrams, and I think that's awesome because I don't. There's no other manual I've gone through on any ink device that does as good a job as this does as explaining some of those things. So let's go back here. Like this right here. This is a good example. Actually, it's not the best example. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that one. I got way better examples than that. I mean, this is a good one right here, but I got better examples than that too. So we'll keep going to the prime example I have of them just doing a really good job of illustrating e-ink specific concepts for people who may not understand e-ink and how it works and what things look like. Oh, I probably should have done a little maintenance of this before I started the stream. All right, here we go. This is perfect. All right, here we go. All right, so you can't see this as good. I mean, it's a stream, 720p. I'm not 4K yet. I'm getting there. I'm not even 1080p yet. This is 720, so you can't really see it all that well. But you can see here. I'm gonna like read what they're saying here. So this is they're talking about the refresh modes here, and they're showing illustrations of the best display mode, the fast mode, and the ultra fast mode, and they're showing the differences in what that would look like and what that means. The text is going to look like. So they're showing you the text differences. They're showing you the image differences, and what that's. Oh man, like I mean, I know that, right? But a lot of people don't, and especially for people who are going to buy this and they're not familiar with e-ink, the way it works and how it looks and what those things mean. That was huge. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I like that. I like the fact that they took the time to visually explain to people who like learn that way. That means this picture speaks volumes. Like they could have wrote 8 paragraphs explaining what that meant, but 3 pictures with short captions explained it all. I mean, that's I don't know. That's prime to me. I really, I'm drifting again. You notice that I'm like, it's sad. All right, so I need to get back over here. All right, anyway, the point is, I really like that. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Anyway, what else I got down here? Wasn't impressed when I first saw the screen, but it really is impressive. Okay, I wrote that down as a note, and I really do believe that it really is an impressive screen for sure. Next thing is tags seem to be the only way to make things. Let me go back out a little bit. Oops, that was too far in. All right, so tags seem to be the only way to make to index things. And I wrote that down because like I'm big into finding ways to get back to your ideas and thoughts. Like to me, the Supernote does it the best. Like no one's even coming close to it. It's so weird. So weird. No one's deciding to steal it or rip it off or anything. Not that they should, but the chances of it happening to any other thing in life that's really good, people typically copy it. Not this. Not this. But anyway, they do it the best. You know what? I would even argue, let's go down here. I would even argue that the Supernote